Welcome everyone to Sisters in Crime Canada West for another segment of Meet the Author. My name is Joanna VanderVlugt, the author of The Unraveling and Dealer's Child. And before I forget, I want to thank Charlotte Morganti and Lori Wood and all the people who have been behind the scenes making these segments happen. Thank you. Today, I get the fun of interviewing multi-published author, playwright, and CWC award winner, Elizabeth Elwood. We are going to talk about her winning short story, Number 10 Marlborough Place. Elizabeth also writes the Berry Mystery Series, and her website is, and I'm just going to spell it out, ELIHU entertainment.com. Elizabeth, welcome and congratulations on winning.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for having me here. Good. By the way, the Elihu Entertainment, it's Elizabeth Hugh, my husband Hugh. ELI for Elizabeth, HU for Hugh. That's where it comes from.
I'm glad you clarified. Good. So first question, I'm trying to be professional and control my excitement here. How did you feel when you found out you won?
I was actually stunned. And we were sitting on the deck having coffee, and my poor husband, he's wondering why I'm sitting there looking at my phone saying, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And he's saying, oh, what, right? And I finally said, I won. I was just amazed. I mean, so many good stories. It was wonderful. What a wonderful surprise.
Excellent. So what is Number 10 Marlborough Place about?
Well, it's set in post-war England, and there's a little boy and a younger sister, and it's really, even though it's not told in the first person, it is told in third person, but it is the point of view of the little boy. And he and his sister have friends up the road who live at Number 10 Mulberry Place. And it really covers a period from October through to the following March. And it's just their ongoing daily life, which is just pretty normal stuff to him until a little later it gets more exciting. But the reader is picking up along the way that maybe there is a murder that has happened. So even though the little boy is not aware of all these little things he hears from the adults talking, or something, an observation of something that's happening with his friends. So he's not really aware, but the reader is starting to tune in that something sinister might have happened.
Oh, I like it. I like that when you read a story and it's almost like the reader is in the know before the character. I love that.
Yes, that's really the way it is in this story. Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay. So what was your inspiration?
Well, that's more detailed.
Good.
It started when I was watching The Crown, and I was watching the episode on the Great Fog of London. And I said to my husband, oh, I remember that. And we looked at the date of it. It was on the episode, 1952. So I said, well, I was 6 years old. So I remembered my mother wrapping scarves around our faces and the yellow, out on the street and not being able to see your hand in front of your face. I guess we went out maybe once, but it was a memory that it stayed with me. And having remembered that and started to reminisce, I started to reminisce about other things that I remembered that from that era that was significant. One of which was there was a train crash at the station at the top of our road, at the Harrow Wealdstone station. And my one of our friends, one of my very good friends, her dad was in it. He didn't, he was okay, but it was, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was actually the worst peacetime rail crash in the UK ever, and is still, I believe, that. And I remember us walking up the road with my mother and looking at this pyramid of coaches. It was a 3-train collision of commuter trains. And literally that's what it was, a pyramid, you know, in the October sky, you know, very dramatic. And then having talked and told my husband about that, then the other thing I started to remember that really had made an impression was the Reginald Christie murders, 10 Rillington Place, and the bodies that they discovered there. I guess my grandmother had probably put the fear into my brother and myself, you know, you be careful, Christie's on the loose, because there was a period of, I think, about a week after they discovered the bodies, but they hadn't caught him.
Yeah.
So that was, you know, pretty dramatic. It had stayed with me. And having chatted away to my husband about all these memories, I Googled them and saw that the train crash had been in October of 1952. And the fog was December of 1952. And the big scare when Christie was loose, and once they discovered the bodies at 10 Rillington Place, was March of 53. So all those 3 things were within that one winter in my childhood. And so I'd always wanted to write something using lots of all the good childhood memories, you know, the Rupert Bear annuals, the famous 5 books, the paper chains, you know, all the things that, you know, and even, you know, playing on the bomb sites and all the rest of it. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun and a challenge to write a mystery story that weaves a family and a fictitious mystery within those 3 real events.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what got me going on the story. And it was really an interesting challenge to write it.
It sounds fascinating. So where could I or readers, listeners find this short story?
It's in Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine in the November-December issue of 2021.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they make back issues available. So it was fairly recent. It was published right at the end of last year.
Excellent. Okay. So what are you working on now?
Oh, well, more stories. I've got a sort of a half-written novel from way back that I keep going back to and thinking I'm going to finish. But I think with the pandemic, you know, we moved up to the Sunshine Coast, which is lovely. And I've always said I wanted more time to write because in town, I was always busy with theater. I'm not just writing plays, but directing them and, you know, and our marionette company, you know, performing with that. So the writing was usually actually done up here because we've moved to and built where our cottage was. So basically I used to get my writing squeezed in the summer when we were at the cottage. Now we've moved here, so I have the time to do it and not the distraction of all the other things. And I guess with the pandemic, because it's shut down not just theater, but the opportunity to get out and sell books in person, which I'm much better at than online. I'm not very good at all the new online.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
So with all that shutting down, I was reluctant to get back to my other books, magazines and anthologies. And so that's what I've been doing ever since we moved. And it's been going really well. Black Cat Mystery Magazine, Ellery Queen, several anthologies, and it's been fun. And I've actually had the fun of then pulling topics that have been rattling around in my head that aren't necessarily going to be for a book or connected to my book series, but, sort of freestanding ones. I mean, I even got to write a mystery around my cat because somebody put out a call for pets on the prowl, mysteries, cats, right? So literally, that was so much fun to write. So, and we did a lot of, we did 3 very lengthy motorhome trips around North America, of which I have copious travel notes. And I love settings and writing about places that have inspired me. So I have a lot of those settings notes. So, yeah, so I just finished a story set in Salem because I always wanted to do one there. And,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm working on another sort of historical one, but back to the Victorian era. So that's lots of research. And I don't know, I never run out of things to write about.
Yeah, yeah, or yeah, I understand that. Or just it sounds like your time is just there's always something going on, right?
Yes, well,
Yeah.
even here, you know, and we live right on a lagoon between two bays, and I just have to look out the window. I've got about 3 stories just on the different tides in the lagoon, or the, you know, little phenomena. There's one coming out in Ellery Queen, the next edition, that was just inspired because I saw at night. I was on my exercise bike in the evening on the deck, and I could see this twin light moving along the edge of the lagoon, and realized afterwards it was somebody walking with flashlight, but the light was reflected in the water. That gave me a story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there's inspiration everywhere, and I'm sure all writers find the same, you know.
Well, I think every writer and author is thinking, there's your scene, you know, your protagonist on the spit, like on a bike or spin bike, and seeing the lights. Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
everywhere. You just have to open your eyes and look.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Elizabeth. Well, thank you for stopping by. Sisters in Crime, Canada West, meet the author. It is so neat to meet new authors, and a big congratulations. You know,
Well,
we're
thank
all,
you so much. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you for having me here, and thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Well, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you.